Hi everyone. Today I want to show you how to create equivalent fractions. Okay, the word equivalent simply means equal. You can see part of the word equivalent and equal have something in common. So what I'm simply going to do is show you how to make equivalent fractions to 1/3, for example. All you need to do is simply multiply 1/3 or any fraction by 1. We all know that 5 times 1, 6 times 1, 100 times 1 is that number. Same thing with fractions. When you are multiplying it by 1, you get an equivalent fraction. Okay? There are different ways to show 1, of course, using a fraction. So, for example, I can multiply, that's what the circle means. I'm multiplying 1/3 by 2 over 2. We know that any number over itself is the same thing as 1. So 1/3 times 2 over 2, or 1, equals 2/6. So 1/3 and 2/6 are equivalent fractions. I can also do 1/3 times 3/3. Anytime you have, like I said, a number, the same number over itself or under itself, it's the same thing as 1. And I'll show you why in just a second. So 1/3 times 3/3 equals 3/9. So 1/3 is the same thing or equivalent to 3/9. You can see if I had a pizza or a pie and I was splitting it into thirds, and I ate all 3 pieces. The bottom number tells me how many pieces to cut it into. The top number tells me how many to eat. So if I ate 3 out of the 3 pieces, I ate 1. So that equals 1. 3/3 equals 1. The same thing I could do for 4/4. This kind of just demonstrates if I had a pan of brownies and I split them into 4 pieces. Okay, the bottom number tells me how many pieces to cut it into. So I have a brownie pan, cut it into 4 pieces, and I ate 4 of them. That means I ate the whole thing. Okay, so another way to say 1 is 4/4, 3/3, 7/7. You can see it goes on and on. So in order to make equivalent fractions, so I could take any fraction. I could take 2/7. And when I multiply them, okay, by say two halves, remember the same number on the top and the bottom. If they are not the same, you're not making equivalent fractions. They have to be the same number on the top and the bottom. So 2/7 times 2 over 2 equals 4/14. So 2/7 is equivalent to 4/14. And this information will come in very handy when you start adding and subtracting fractions. You need to have common denominators, which will give you the same denominator, and then you'll make equivalent fractions so that you can add and subtract with a common denominator. Okay, so this is just my little mini lesson on how to make equivalent fractions. I can take any number. I can take 4/9, and I can make them an equivalent fraction by simply multiplying it by 5/5. 4/9 times 5/5 is going to give me 20/45. So 4/9 is equivalent to 20/45. That is how I make an equivalent fraction. Thank you.